on the inside of row 8. Jimmie Johnson in his first NASCAR Winston Cup race has facing
the tires. Crash off turn 4. Ryan Newman is in it. Jimmie Johnson.
You got it. You're going to be fine. Just get it in gear. Keep it rolling,
There's Johnson. Winston Cup debut.
And is Ryan Newman's car stalled?
Sure looks like a BP.
Doesn't look like it's injured, just looks like it will not start, and he is going to get lapped.
Gotta go. Starter won't engage.
Starter will not engage.
Man.
Rusty.
When you're hitting the start button.
Oh, there it goes.
Rusty Wallace gets a lap back.
There you go. Nice and easy.
Matt Kenseth
down here. You'll be all right.
gets a lap back.
Watch. There you go.
Did Kenseth get a lap back?
Kenseth and Rusty. All right, what happened?
Jimmie Johnson just simply got too high, and would that have been something if Jeff Gordon had run into his teammate?
Oh, and he just missed it too.
He did. I was watching you guys, didn't see who hit the back of the 02 car.
He just turned down to avoid the wreck. Right here, he just cranks her down, gets it sideways.
Oh, look at Gordon again.
See all those bullets dodging around that 24 car.
Man.
Newman did a good job at missing Jimmie Johnson.
Let's go on board with Jeff Gordon. How does he miss this one?
Here you see it. Gets off the gas. He sees there's trouble. He gets off the gas. Kind of waits to see which way the car is going to go. He cleared that one. Then he had another one he had to go through.
Man. They're shooting at him from every angle. And here he comes down pit road.
Most of the leaders are staying out, but Gordon's in, Bill.
And this is a strategy move right here. Robbie Loomis told Jeff Gordon, come on in, come around Jimmie, then stop. We're going to put 4 tires on it, fuel it up, and then send you back out. It could help us big time in the long run. They take the tearaway off the windshield. They roll the left side, right side tires around to the left side of the car. They pick them up on the pit wall, come around to the left side with the jack it up, put on the tires. It's full of fuel. Jeff Gordon has 4 tires, a load of fuel, and at Charlotte, where he is the winningest active driver, Dave.
And the 48 car of Jimmie Johnson is just leaving pit lane. The main thing they wanted to check was the track bar, which it helps centers the rear end of the car. The crew radioed back in to Ken Howes, who's looking over things today, that it is straight. So they're going to put him back out there, but he did lose a lap in the process.
That car is not going to be any fun to drive. I don't care if the track bar is bent or not. The rear of that car aerodynamically is not going to be very good, so he's going to be well off the pace.
Gordon, Benson, Harvick, Andretti, Wallace, Hamilton, Kenseth, and Hornaday. Those who made
eras in this sport, and they're defined by the drivers. No one knows whose it will be when they first come in, but it's very clear when they exit the sport. The Petty name is still synonymous with the sport, and then Earnhardt took over. And then along came a California kid that equaled the championship number, but Hood put his 5 in a row. That sets him in a class of 1. Jimmie Johnson has humbly put up the most amazing numbers in the history of NASCAR. Today will end his era, and we want to thank Jimmie for sharing his talents with all of us. A career definitely defined by class, and he is in front of the field right now, and those here at Phoenix Raceway are able to pay their respects to one of the greatest to ever get behind the wheel of a stock car.
He was good on the track, and just as quality of a person off the track. A great teammate, always willing to be there with an answer to a question, anything you needed to try to help yourself go fast. One of the things I loved about Jimmie is when you had success, he celebrated you. And this is one of the men who's been more celebrated than anybody in this sport in many years. Always willing to get in the middle of celebrating someone else's success. I really appreciated that about him.
9 is dropping to the back now. The field 2.
Jimmie Johnson on pit road now. Remember, the car was going forward, and as the track changes, Jimmie's words to his crew were more of the same. So the trend was to get the car a little bit freer throughout the track here. They're going to do more of that. Remember, most of this crew will become the 5 crew for Kyle Larson next year. So they're trying to have one final run for Jimmie Johnson that really counts. So far it has, and another nice stop here for the 48 crew.
You know, Rick, I was fortunate enough to call Jimmie Johnson a teammate for perhaps the majority of my career at Hendrick Motorsports, as a crew chief at least. You know, Dale had some kind words earlier. Dale, you interviewed him earlier. I'd like to say, you know, his numbers at the bottom are obvious. 7-time champ, 5 in a row, 83 wins. You would have no idea if you knew him as a person. He texts you, has conversation with you like he's your neighbor, like he's your buddy you went to college with. It's really amazing. Even after all of that, I can say the Jimmie Johnson I knew when he first walked into Hendrick Motorsports in 2001, 2002 is the same Jimmie Johnson now. I can't believe it. A great career, an even better guy, a great dad. It's going to be, we're going to miss him out here. I'm a little envious of the IndyCar guys. He's going to go over there around 13 races. Lee Diffie and them get to cover him. It's going to be fun to watch his transition.
You said you were fortunate to call him a teammate. I was unfortunate to call him a competitor.
Well, now, hold on a second. I'm up here talking to you probably because he was in the era that I was a crew chief, because I think we ran second way more than we actually beat him.
The guy is so good on the racetrack, and he did it, the way he did it was, he was just faster than you, right? I mean, you know, Dale Earnhardt pushed people around. Jimmie Johnson just outran you, just flat out fast.
He's going to be racing IndyCar. You mentioned that with Chip Ganassi Racing. We see Matt Kenseth in the 42. He's going to be out of that car at the end of this season. They call it the Polish victory lap. Alan Kulwicki did this, where he's driver's side to the fans, waving, and now he comes up to the young driver that just won his first championship.
It's going to be a handoff right there.
Is that the passing of the torch right there?
Yeah, that could be handoff. Chase may run here and go make his run at that 7.